Okay. Lily,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thank you so much, Mandy, and thank you so much for international team in Malaysia for organizing this new project launching. Of course, thank you for supporting my own admin team and sales team as well. Most of them, I think they are in the chat room as well. Thank you, guys. And today's we have, I think the participants, right, that's as far as I know, it should be from Perth, from West Malaysia, from Sabah, Sarawak. I'm not quite sure with our agent in Japan, they will join or not, and Hong Kong. And then I think we have already just now Vietnam, Bangkok. Did you get Bangkok?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Cambodia, I saw, and China as well. Philippines, we're not quite sure, yeah. Philippines. Yeah, okay. It's quite like we could, Vietnam. Yeah, I think I saw Vietnam, yeah. So thank you so much. It's our pleasure to have all of you here today. And our legends and the influencer of the toilet roll. Okay, let's start. Okay, now start. Let's start. My computer start. Hang on. Here you go. First thing first. Where is Perth? Okay. And WA stand for again, not Washington. It stands for Western Australia. Okay. Okay. WA, as you can see, can you actually see my cursor when I move around?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So when you look at this small country, like this lonely and low profile city is known as the engine room for the Australia economy. Okay. There is this little city that is called Perth. And we accounts, right, 30% of the country trade and also 48% of the total export. What I'm trying to show off here is don't overlook this small lonely city. Okay. Just like all these gentlemen and ladies, don't overlook Perth, because they are almost like the hearts of the economy for Australia, okay? And very close to Asia, okay? And flight to KL and KK, I think will be around 5 hours. Have you been here before? If you do, or you did, can you place 2 in your reply? Okay, not much. Oh, that's still a lot, okay? So we actually have the same time zone with 60% of the world population. So next time when you call me, right, you don't need to check with me, oh, what time are you? Because we are in the same time zone, okay? And this is the first things I need to share so that you guys know what is the reason why you need to be here. Okay, hang on, let's just move this chat room aside first, okay? This is a report, right, was actually released in October last year and was further updated in March of this year, okay? Ironically, Australia was actually being classified, always being the most isolated country in the world. Who knows, after these pandemics, right, we turn out to be one of the luckiest one, okay? I will show you why, okay, in the next slide. But from this slide, right, all you need to remember, yeah, today you are not my buyer. I'm just trying to show you so that you can show to your client in future. Because after this crisis, right, I mean, this pandemic crisis, right, the investor will try to rebuild their income source, okay, just like what Daniel mentions. They will try to rebuild their income source, their portfolio. Will they consider Australia be one of their options? We have no idea. And also for parents, right, who is arranging their children educations, right, will they consider Australia be one of their selections? None of us know, but let's see, okay. So as you can see from the report, Australia claimed as the safest spot, okay. This will affect a lot of my slide in the following. So up to today, Australia has 9,359 cases, okay, has been confirmed. As you can see these nice diagrams, right, that we actually, you can find from our health department websites, right, every day they update this. So you can see these countries, right, very transparent, and they are very, how to say, statistic. And also they how to say, they wouldn't like hide any figures with their within their ability, okay. The interesting part that I want to show from this statistic is how many cases we have. As I mentioned just now, 6,359 cases, okay? Out of these 6,000 cases, right, as you can see, right, 65%, right, is actually from the cruise and from people that come back from travel. So local cases, right, is very minimal. And then now you look at Perth. Perth is even little. We have only 523 cases. That is 8% out of this, the whole total figure. I mean, the whole Australia figure. And then we have less than 20%, right, is actually local transmission. Maybe that is the reason, right, they don't wear masks here, okay? So, and also, right, out of this, right, we have already more than 251 cases has been, you know, recovered. So serious or not, you can judge it. Okay, now, in today's Zoom meetings, right, we have nearly 100% of you sitting here is either you are agents or you are a referral partner for us. So I will tell you very straight, right, who to target for this project, okay? In these uncertainties, right, I would say, right, we have only two types of clients, okay, that's well looking at invest into other country, especially like a country like Australia. One of them is investor. One of them is the parents, the moms and dads. Okay. Of course, for my local markets, right, my local teams will still focus with those first home buyer. So for you guys, you will straight to the point. You will target on investor and parents. Okay. So for investors, right, as I mentioned, right, why safety is important, because safety is one of the, after this, like, you know, after this crisis, right, as Daniel mentions, everyone is looking for safety havens. So safety will be one of the key, regardless you are investor or you are parents. So safety not only talking about physical, you're talking about the safety for your money as well. Okay. For investor side, right, we will go through safety, strong ringgit currency, the low interest rate in Australia, population's growth, low vacancy. And I think, right, most of them, I will just flip through very quick with some of the PowerPoint, because I know, like, in many previous training or even like briefings, right, when you talk about Sydney, Melbourne, right, she also cover most of them. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But I just want to cover a few points that was a lot of us, right, that's actually overlooked, okay? So let's say for investor side, right, I will talk about the overseas bonds migrants, okay? And then for the parent sides, right, I will talk like safety, as I mentioned, right, because everyone is looking for health, safety, okay? No more think about big city, branded uni, okay? Parents is more concerned, right, whether their kids will be stay in a safe environment, okay? And also, right, another things I'm not quite sure if you notice, that is the multicultural promoters, okay? You don't want the kids, right, go into an area, right, where they have a very serious racism issue, okay? So also, right, because last week I actually talked to Shanghai, okay? Shanghai actually told me, right, they have more like parents in China, right, is considering to buy the property for their kids while they study abroad, because they don't want the kids, right, to stay with the strangers, right, where they have no idea whether the how to say, uh, the housemates, right, they got infected or not. So they don't want that. Also, right, there is a cases, right, that my team just told me, like, you know, you may have the risk that you kick out because of this crisis, you know, okay, because they think, you know, all this virus from overseas, so they kick them out without a reason. So because of that, right, safety become one of the key factors when the parents, right, start to pick the school, okay? And as a Malaysians, right, there is one thing that cannot be escaped, that is we have this twinning program, okay, especially for our colleagues, right, of our team member from Sarawak and Sabah. Don't overlook that, because forever Miri curtains will be there. So there will be a twinning program. I will cover a bit of that as well, okay? So like students currently they're facing, they can apply inter-transfer within the campus, and also training program is always a more cost-effective way as well. Okay, besides safety, strong currency, okay, there's also other selling points that, that you may take these critical moments, like you can remind your prospective parents. Perth is classified as regions, okay? I'm not quite sure how many of you know about this. This was only announced in October last year. So what bring this message to you? Okay, to classify Perth as a region, which means that we welcome migrants. Okay, by the way, okay, if you guys is interested, right, real estate agent actually is on the list. Okay, so you can actually apply visa 491 if you want to migrate here. Yeah, with your experience as a real estate agent, you can migrate here and by applying the visa 491 to become the PR. Okay, okay. So what regional bring, like, what is the impact to the student is when they come here to studies, right, after they graduated, they can get 1 year of working visa. Okay, 1 year of working visa. So once they work here, they can find somebody sponsor them, again they can convert to PR. As you know that a lot of people are so keen to migrate here. Okay, I'm not talking about those come here and pick fruits, not those, and then I mean the proper way. So the cheapest way is always the skill migrations. Okay, of course you can do business migration 1888, okay, or those 132 visa. That costs a lot of money, and the procedure is quite complicated. But for visa 491, which is I think the cheapest, and also like it can fit to more people scenario. Okay, so that will be one of the reason people, because this only announced October last year. Okay, actually before we lock down the whole country, right, I working with institutions. We have a big plan on that. Okay, so I will keep you informed. Okay, the tenancy rights, right? I did mention about the ones that kick out because of the virus, right? When these Malaysia girls, right, when she come back, right, she actually being locked out. So parents don't want the case, right, where the kids, right, come back, no accommodations. And then what I learned from the Jiwei Shanghai, right, they also told me is, right, some of the students, right, actually came back from UK. They stop renting, but they still have to pay the rental, yeah. So which is some things against that parents want to avoid in the future. Okay, and also I'm not quite sure if you know that, student when they come here and studies, right, their application may be rejected. Okay, and sometimes they may request to pay a slight higher rental just because they don't have a good reference. Okay, good rental reference. Okay, and also, right, like when you're renting a house here, you have to go through very complicated things, like you have to worry, right, there is an inspection every year. There will be at least 4 times of inspection. This is the things, right, that if we can afford to avoid, why not? And then whether you buy the furniture or not. And there is another selling point that you guys can use is, a lot of us, right, when we are living here, let's say your renters, right, when you go back to Malaysia for holiday in November, right, your stuff, right, you don't know where to put. Like my times, right, when I was a student, I have to put to my friend house, move here and there, But if you have your own house, and then when during the empty periods, right, you can actually lease out. Okay, I mean during the uni break, you can actually lease out. So for 2 units, rooms, apartment, let's say, right, you can also rent out one of the room, okay, for extra income. Why not? Something I also cannot understand, right, why the parents want to get 4 bedrooms house. This is something I never understand. Okay, because they didn't realize, right, the kids actually end up become the maid to clean the house and gardening. Okay, so I hope these simple points will help you to remember, because I understand, right, on your hands, right, you have a lot of projects. So I hope, right, by giving you a few points, right, when you talk to the parents, right, this is the few selling point that you can talk to. Okay, the next slide. So in my legends of the toilet rolls, right, I did mention, right, I say Australia don't have recessions for nearly 30 years. Okay, so whether we will go into the recessions or not, like no one knows yet. Okay, so but one thing I'm very sure, if Australia ever go into recessions, I think many countries will face the similar issue. Okay, so the key would be, right, which country will be the first to recover? This is, I'm more interested with that one. It's like they have the the foundations that can help them to come out from the recession, the first one to come out from the recessions. Okay, so in Australia, right, to make the whole country hibernates for 6 months. Okay, hibernates for 6 months, like, you know, sleep for 6 months. So what the Australia government has imposed, that is a number of significant stimulus package. Okay, so as you can see the tables, okay, these tables, actually I just captured from the government's website. So you can see there is a very significant difference. Okay, on this one, that is GFC. Yeah, at GFC times, right, the governments, right, pump in 50 billion. Okay, and in COVID-19, right, the government actually pump in 199 billion. Okay, you have to remember, GFC is a financial crisis. Okay, people no money to spend. But COVID-19 is not a financial crisis. It's a health crisis that result with the productivity being challenged. So people will still move on, you know, after the MCO. So yeah. So come to the incentive on the left-hand side, right? There is a different one. There is an incentive to individual and household and business, and then also from the credit points, right? Like the banks, they give us like 6-month defer. The governments give them 90 billion, you know. Reserve Bank give them 90 billion so that they can lend to those small, medium business. And then for individuals, right? Can you imagine how good they are? If you keep the job for the employee, basically you can get 1,000 fortnightly from the government. Okay, that is equivalent to 8,000 ringgit Malaysia per month. And if the employee get that money, they can also go to the government to get another 3,000 ringgit Malaysia, okay, per month. And then with the immediate assistance, the government already give 2 times of 3,000 ringgit Malaysia. And if still not enough, you can go to withdraw your super twice and around 55,000 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, which I think is not too bad. I mean, the stimulus package is not too bad. So as you compare GFC and COVID-19, right, that is what the government has done. So whether we will go into recessions or not, I have no crystal ball, same to everyone else. So let's see. Okay. So this is the diagram which Priscilla just passed to me, which I think is very interesting. So I just want to give everyone's just to share. Okay. So this is the housing values, right? That's to prove, right, our housing value is quite insulated to these financial shocks. And you can see the gray bar, right? The gray color, the bar in gray color, that is all the crises we experienced since 1985, okay? So what happened with the housing price? As you can see, the red arrow that I just put on, GFC is one of the most significant one. You can see GFC around 2010, okay? Yeah, the price dropped, but what happened next, okay? So as I say, we don't have the crystal ball. So we let the historical data, right, to tell the fact, okay? So, okay, guys, how many already sleep in? I know my presentation is very boring because I always mention a lot of statistics, a lot of report, okay? Because you have to remember, right, you are dealing with a rational, sophisticated investor who use their brain instead of they're using their hearts, okay? And most important, they may know Australia even better than any one of us because, you know, because a lot of them travel here. I will show you more evidence later on, then you will know why. Okay, so that is so critical when we talk to them, right? You need to create a wow effect because you need to know more than they know, okay? Or else it's very challenging to sell them. Okay, this is the next diagram that I would like to share with you that I'm not quite sure if you have been taught in the previous sections, okay? This is a simple statistic we tried to show you and I hope you see the opportunity. So this is a table based on the country of birth in each state, okay? And this was based on the research done in 2016 because, you know, we have these census research every 5 years. So the next one will be in 2021, okay? Okay, so this is based on 2016, but I'm not quite sure will be big change after the pandemic or not, okay? So when we do these studies, right, we pick the top 3, okay, based on the whole population, okay, the whole Australia population. So the top 3, as you can see, is UK, New Zealand, and China, okay? And then based on these top 3, right, we see the portion, I mean the individual state performance, right? Let's say, let's look at WA, okay? WA, we have the populations of 2.6, okay? So England is our number 1 population. Up to today, still England, okay? Is 8.37 out of the whole Australia, WA 2.6 million populations. So our second is New Zealand, as same as everyone else, 3.42. Our third one, unfortunately, is not China, but because China in the whole Australia population is number 3, so we put the China as number 3 in here. In WA, the third is actually South Australia, no, South Africans, okay? Okay, now, when you look at this, right, I hope you see the first opportunity, that is China, okay? Because when you look at here, right, they are so fancy with New Zealand, no, they are so fancy with New South Wales and Victoria, that is Sydney and Melbourne, yeah? So we can see, right, we are not even, we are half, yeah, we are only half of that, okay? So we really hope, right, you see the opportunity there. So China will definitely, because you still remember the July statistics show, the number 2 review and the number 2 inquiry, the MAC is Australia. So I really hope you see the opportunity there for WA and Queensland, okay? And the second thing that I hope you will see is about Malaysia, how close the relationship with for Malaysia with this Melbourne and Perth, okay? As you can see, it's right, 1.26 out of the populations, right, for Perth is from Malaysia, okay? So that's, I hope you found, okay? So the next one, this is, as I said, right, the weak Australia dollars. So there's nothing much, I just show you the table, okay? And just move on. And also the lowest interest rate ever we have, 0.25% as our cash rate. Okay, you may ask me, Lily, what to do with me? I'm in Malaysia. Yeah, it's still something to do with you, because as we still have the third tier lenders that can actually lend the money to overseas buyer. So I still remember when we stopped the lendings in couple years back, right? If overseas people want to borrow money here, the interest rates, right, can climb up to 12%, okay? But today, if you are borrowing, let's say 75%, your interest rate is talking about 5.28, okay? If you are looking around 65%, the interest rate is just around 4.98. If you are looking at 60% of LVR, which means that you just want to borrow 60%, your interest rate is 3.5%. Of course, usually this kind of rate, right, there is certain of conditions behind, okay? Am I too fast? Can give me some, actually, I think I closed your comment. That's why I cannot see your comment. Let me know if I'm too fast, just tap fast.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the next one, living expenses, okay? So cost of living is also one of the things that the parents will consider. As we all know, Sydney, Melbourne not cheap is because of their property, okay? So for their rental, it's not cheap. So Brisbane, Adelaide, and the cheapest, right, is Perth, number 68. This is according to the worldwide cost of living survey that they have done last year, okay? And also for students who come here to studies, right, they actually enjoy these 40% concessions, I mean discounts for all the public transport. I think Brisbane enjoy the same. Brisbane have 50% discount. And Melbourne, there is a requirement. You have to use up to certain, like, you know, accumulate up to a certain amount, then you have that. Sydney, you definitely don't have these kinds of benefits, okay? And then the next one that I want to show you is this tax advantage, okay? Now, and you know, right, Perth was the last, Perth, WA was the last state, right, to decide to impose this foreign stamp duty. And Perth decided to impose this extra 7% stamp duty beginning of last year. And then until October, they decide, okay, I'm sure they regret, but they wouldn't admit that. They decide to give a 75% rebate for off the plan, okay? Why you need to know all these things, right, is because it helps you to make the sales later on, okay? Let's say, right, if you buy a property worth 400,000, so your stamp duty in Perth is 41,000. In Sydney will be 45 based on 11.4%, and Melbourne 51, Brisbane 40, and Adelaide 44. But because we have imposed this 75% stamp duty rebate since October of last year, so you will get 75%, that is around 30,000. So for Malaysians, okay, sorry to just use Malaysians as an example, 30,000 is quite a big number, you know, because it's about Malaysia ringgit 82,000. So you have to remember, yeah, paying stamp duty doesn't mean a value added to your property, because you never get this money payback, because this pay into our treasurer, okay, our treasurer. So you are paying the same property price as our local residents, but you need to pay an extra this, you know, 10% or, you know, or 7%. So you have to wait until the, let's say, right, in the future when you want to sell, right, you have to get this extra 10% at least from the property that you're selling, okay, so that you will be same price as the local people. Okay, now this one I won't go through every project. I just want to, so because I think Mandy also in a lot of events already go through, right, the procedure. I just want to mention one key things, because a lot of people, right, still misconcepts, right? The off the plan in Australia is the same as the Malaysia one, which is wrong, okay? So in Australia, when you buy off the plan, okay, so what you need to do is you submit the express of interest. These projects, right, we definitely need an express of interest, just like a reservations form, okay? We don't usually take any booking fee. So you can, unless, right, you have different arrangement in Malaysia, okay? So the express of interest, and then you sign the contract, and then the contract exchange, I mean, the developer countersign back, and then you pay the 10% deposit, that's it. Okay, there is no progressive payment here. Okay, so like these projects, right? So what you do is you sell, you sign contract, and then you pay the deposit. That's it. Okay, of course, in between the years, right? I mean, from now until your construction finish, right? You will get the project update from us, like usually in quarterly basis. We will go to the site, take the picture, and show you how is the progress for the project, and we will keep you informed. But to be honest, there's no progressive payment. You have to remember that. So if you buy into a 400,000 house, apartments that I mentioned, right, you pay 40,000 as your deposit. That's it, nothing else. Okay, so you wait until it completions in 2022. Okay, so usually 6 months before the settlements come, my team will start to send out the reminder to remind all the, you know, the buyers start to apply, start to prepare for the loan. Okay, so off the plan, the one good thing in here is you have like at least 2 years to prepare your remaining deposit, and also you also have the time to prepare your loan document. What I'm trying to say, loan document, is because the lender may require you to show them, you know, whether you pay tax or not. You see, right, a lot of Malaysians, like me, I have a lot of clients, okay, they have no problem with the money, but they never pay tax, yeah. So then can never prove to the banks, right, I actually got the income, okay. So because of that, right, they have the time to prepare a proper document to show the bank, see, I really pay tax, okay. Yeah, you know, pay tax is some things that we cannot escape, because if you want to borrow monies, right, from the banks, right, that is one thing you can't escape. You definitely need to follow. Okay, the next one, this is just a kind of, quickly go through, this is how we pick the project. The 8 pages that you just see is the part of the part of the due diligence we have gone through before we pass you a project. Okay, we also need to talk to the finance broker, whether this project, when they finish, right, can I borrow money, whether the size of the unit will be acceptable or not. This is all the front jobs that we do for you before we bring a project to you. So the sales contract, it's we also, like, in these 2 weeks we are so busy because we need to amend all the sales contract. We will argue with the developer. We will say, this point cannot accept, that point cannot accept. I don't want this point say in this way because no protection to my client. It takes us nearly 2 weeks to finish this part. And also we usually will engage lawyer to go through the contract as well. So when we do the projects, right, beside what you can see here, right, we do a lot of background due diligence as well, like the demographic, the medium price, which I will go through with you later on. Okay, so when we come to selections criteria, we do the same as you guys: location, infrastructure. I'm not going through this one. And then we will go through in particular the X factors as well, because X factors is always one of the, is one of the key things that we will look at come to investment. Because you have to remember, right, to have a capital growth, right, there are only a couple ways you can do it. Whether you do subdivision, you do buy old and renovate, and value added, this is all incur money. But what we have done is we always pick the areas, or suburbs, or somewhere, right, where the government is going to inject significant of money, so that you don't need to do anything, then it will be valuated automatically into your investment. So that is one thing that we will in particular look at. So now here is the project. Let me take a break so I show you a video.
No sound. Any sound?
Hello? Huh? More?
No sound.
Huh?
No sound.
Yeah, send them. Never mind. You can send them the video. Just let them know. Yeah. But please don't worry, because all this material, right, we are going to pass it to you, and included this video as well. I think actually this video may already upload to Atlas. Okay, so please don't worry.
Yes, all the information is in Atlas already.
Yeah, I think included the video, right?
Sorry, I can't sing. Ina, you should sing.
Don't know why they go to the second page already. Okay, I just have a second, and then I tried to check what they are doing. They're still talking about food. Oh my God. Okay, now guys, so don't worry about the video. Okay, did we finish it?
No.
We didn't, right? Something go wrong. Không biết tiếng Anh học sinh cầm nổ. Được. 俾佢跟住佢吓？唔使，佢哋要睇完先。做咩嚟？I think a lot of you have visited here before. This is the Elizabeth Key. Is it repeating? Let me fast forward. 可能刚才我去动那个 mouse 来，它 move around 是。Don't worry too much because we will send you this video so that you can send around later on. 可能这么 stable， 很像 stop 那样。Okay. Okay, now here is the projects, okay? Hang on. Oh, they say because my system here is very slow. That's one of the reasons. Okay, now, this project we have in total 114 units, okay? 80 of them, 80 of them is the short stay approval. Short stay approval means, right, they are not approvers, right, because by the developer can't approve that. Because in Australia, right, we are still very strict with the short stay regulations. So even, right, Priscilla has spent like 2 days to really read through all this Airbnb regulation. It's not as simple as we think, okay? They have to go through a lot of process in order to get the approval. So 80 of them has been approved with Airbnb, okay, either by both the strata and also by the council. And out of these 114, 50 of them is exclusive unit for IQI. Okay, of course we can access other units, but due to these Airbnb arrangements, right, so we hope we can focus on the first 50 units. Okay, so by the way, the 50 units, right, okay, as you can see, right, most of them is 2-bedroom. Okay, 65 of them, like 57 of them is 2-bedroom. And then every apartment come with a car park. And then yeah, so the next one is just a simple breakdowns with the price rangings, okay, just for your reference. So as I say just now, 50 units is IQI exclusive. Out of this 50, 33 of them is Airbnb approved and 17 of them is non-Airbnb. Okay, what is the difference between these? Okay, make difference. Okay, 33 units of them, as I say, right, they approved for short stay, which means that you allowed to live in yourself, you allowed to rent out as a short term or long term. Okay, long term is at least 6 months, but for the remaining 70 units, you can live in as well as the owner occupied, and you have to lease out as a long-term leasing. Long-term leasing means like the lease, right, need to be at least 6 months. Okay, and from the table you can see, right, the per square meter for 1 bedroom is around 1,222 ringgit Malaysia. Is that expensive or cheap? 1,222 per square feet. Expensive or cheap as compared to Malaysia? I'm keen to know because I have no ideas, right? And 2-bedroom is around 1,129 ringgit Malaysia. Is that expensive? I can't see the comment. Okay. Now, for the strata fees, right, is another point that I always pay attention. That is a strata fee, because as you know, right, strata fee is for life, yeah. So we cannot be kidding with this amount. So we always, right, when we check the projects, right, that is one of the things that we will check. So for 700 up to $800 per year, okay, for let's say for one bedrooms, right, the per quarter is per quarter is around 700 to 800 ringgit Malaysia per quarter. I think that is quite reasonable, because convert to Aussie dollars, right, around $283. That is quite reasonable. Is I mean, if in the local markets, okay. And most important thing is all the units come with a free car park. Free car park is very important, because if you go to other cities, right, you may need to pay another 30 up to 50,000 to buy a car park. But these apartments, it's come with a car park, which is very good for if you're planning to do Airbnb, because you have to see in this way, right? Most of the people, right, who travel into Australia, right, they usually hire a car to drive around, okay? Because WA is very big, and we are not like very concentrated and like city lifestyle like Melbourne and Sydney, okay? So we have different small CBD. So if to have a car, right, it's very convenient. So if you're living or you're staying, if you are staying in a hotel in CBDs, right, they don't have car park, and even they have ones, right, it will quite costly to pay. Okay, so location. Okay, I can understand it's not easy to remember every single location, every single points that I'm going through. Okay, so as a seller, all you need to remember is the government have a very big future plan for Cannington area, okay, and they have the plan to make this as a Perth Southern CBD, okay. As I say, right, because we people in WAs, right, we don't, not everyone live in CBD, yeah, like me. I think I for nearly 2 months already, I never go to CBD, yeah, because we all in our own suburb. So this is a plan, right, the government tried to put southern suburbs, right, have another CBD. That's why they are very convenient within like the 10 minutes drive proximity. So you get all these key, like, you know, amenities and whatever facility that you can think of, like, you know, sport, train, okay. But if you can't remember, at least two things you need to remember. One is the Westfield Shopping Centre, okay, which is only 3-minute walk from our building, okay, from Elements, only 3-minute walks. And then the second things you need to remember is the Curtin University, which is only around, they say 7 minutes, I would say around 10-minute drive, okay, because this is the artworks that are actually originally from the developer, so they put 7 minutes. I think they use the Google Drive, or it depends how you measure it and the speed that you drive. I would say around 10 to 15 minutes, okay, to Curtin. So very convenient. And if your clients, right, plan to do Airbnb, shopping center will definitely a selling point. Just like when we go to Japan, so, right, when you book your Airbnb, you want to live, or you want to stay in an area, right, that is close to shopping center, okay. So definitely, okay, convenience for everything. And of course the bus and the trains, okay, the trains, right, itself, right, if you take the train, because this is Cesar Avenue, any bus through this Cesar Avenue that right in front, quite close to the building, like 2-minute walk or 1-minute walk, any bus that you take from there can bring you to the train station, and the train stations will take you 16 minutes to our CBD, the Perth CBD, okay. And of course there, because you know, Perth, right, is undergo a lot of infrastructure upgrades, included our MetroNet. MetroNet is a lot of the train lines, right, that we extend, we enlarge, we build the new one. There is also a plan, right, that they will connect this to the airport, but it won't be in the 4 or 5 months. It may be, you know, wait a while, WA, wait for a while. So maybe it takes like 4 to 5 years, okay? And my lovely PM, my lovely property manager, just remind me, Lily, remember the police station is just 3 minutes away. Okay, and this is a 24-hour police station. It's quite a big one. In case safety is an issue, yeah. So just remember this diagram when you talk to your client. In case you can't remember anything, just remember the shopping center. Why shopping center? Oh, they enlarged and they changed my layout. Okay, because Westfield Shopping Centre, this is the Perth largest shopping centre. I have no idea. I'm not actually living in the south of the river. I mean, this is not south, this is east of the river, but I always come here every weekend. Have no idea why. Okay, we have more than 290 shops, and even though this shopping center, we have more 4,000 car bay, yeah? Even you come on weekends, right, you hardly get a carport, okay? I mean car bay. We have cinema, we have, even they have the concierge service in this shopping center. Okay, very happy place. Look at them, how happy they are. Obviously, very happy. Okay, I hope everyone have a good memory. Okay, so let me see who is there. Somsak, you are there. I saw you. Okay, Angela, I think that is Angela. Okay, so obviously it's a happy place. And Samantha, you are in the middle. Obviously it's a happy place. Okay, I hope you have good memory when you. Okay, so when our teams, right, visit Perth, right, this is also a one must visit spot. So the next one, as I say, you have to remember Curtin because of our relationship with Miri Curtin, and also, right, the performance and the ranking for Curtin is not too bad. Of course, I graduated from there. Our school. Okay. So according to the 2019 QS World University rankings, right, Curtin is 230 in the world ranking, yeah, and number 13 in Australia. Okay, now if they look at the institutions, young institutions under 50 years old, okay, because Curtin obviously is a young university. So if they're looking of the young institutions, so Curtin will be number 21 globally. Okay, 21 globally, and number 4 within Australia. And also they are the top 1% university under this academia ranking of the world university. Okay, but all I need to know is we have around 51 students in this university. 14,000 of them is international students, and only 7,000 actually in the campus. Okay, another 7,000 of them are actually in Singapore, in Miri, even in Dubai. Okay, we have a branch there. Okay, so okay, and okay, I'm not selling university, so we move on. Okay, demographic, as I say, okay, there is some funny because I think my slide changed because of the computer I'm using. Okay, now, as I mentioned just now, when we promote a project, we just look at, oh, you know, the sofa very nice, the window very nice. Hey, you see the window is square. No, we don't look at things like that. We have to look into a suburbs, right? Whether, you know, in the future when you want to sell, there is a potential buyer. And also, right, as an investor, if do I get the tenants? Okay, this is the things that we look at because we are dealing with mainly investor. Okay, now according to the demographic in Kennington, 53% of them are renting. So that is your potential tenants. Okay, 53%, more than half of them renting house. You ask me why? I think that is just a lifestyle. Okay, they don't want to commit. Okay, it's not they cannot afford. Okay, because WA is the most affordable, as I mentioned already in during my last section, is the most affordable state. But the thing is, it's in their blood. They don't want to buy. They don't want to commit. Okay, for the time being, so they prefer renting. Okay, so 53% of them is your potential tenants. Okay, now when you look at the type of the property, only 8.5%, right, is apartment. Okay, very limited supply. Then you will ask me, oh, Lily, is that good? If only 8%, is that they are not recognized? That is not the case because WA is always well known, right? Because we have land. Okay, we have plenty of land because we are big, ma. But the thing is, with the government change, okay, because they have a lot of policy, they have a lot of books that they come out, blue book, white book, you know, all they start to change, right? They don't want to keep expanding the land, okay? They want people more concentrate in a good area like Kennington. To be honest, right, if you go to talk to the council now, any land close to Carousel Shopping Centre, the Westfield Shopping Centre, you can't build house. You can only build apartment. So that is the trend. You have to do apartments, okay? Okay, now, when we mention about apartment, if you still hesitate a little bit, right, let me to prove you again what sort of people live there. Okay, first, the peoples, right, with the age from 19 to 49 is around 68%. Okay, here. From 19 until 49, altogether around 68% of them. Okay, because in 2 years' time when our project finish, right, this 24 may turn to be 26. So these all will move on. Okay, so this is a very young suburbs. Okay, young people, they don't like gardening. Trust me, no, even me, I'm consider myself young. I don't like gardening. So all I want is lock, lock the door and left. Okay, so and then I don't cook. Okay, that is a lifestyle that young people want. Okay, so it's suitable for this kind of apartment, but definitely suit them. And also, when you look at these suburbs, right, the household, what sort of household? People with no children, without children, okay, what we call DIMS, double income, no children, okay, double income, no kids. And then also the single parent family, around 5.5%. The couple without children is around close to 30% already. And also a lone person, the single person is around 60%. All these three group of people make up 60% of the household in here. So definitely apartment will be a good options for them. And then next things, look at the vacancy rate. In February, right, we are talking about 1.6%. Very, very low. Okay, which means that, you know, a lot of people, when the house come out, the risk that you will have is 6 days per year you cannot lease out your property. Okay. Next one. So as I said, that is a future development. All you need to remember, I have a book on this, okay, like talking about the future trends, because everything you see on the screen right now is not yet fully happened. Okay, we have only Cesar Avenue become the first digital, you know, smart street in WA and things like that. It just only happens. Okay, and we still need times until everything to be built. But couple thing you need to remember when you look at this slide. Okay, the population right now in Kennington is only 6,000, but the government is going to increase the property and up to 25,000, so nearly like 4 times increase. So that is the thing at least you need to remember, because there is no people, no demand, there is no capital growth. Okay, always the case. For Jim Yip Group, if you Google them online, right, you will find Jin Yip is quite well known because of the hair and beauty salon. And yeah, he obviously has been in the Singapore markets for a while for the hair and beauty service. And they start with this property adventure a couple years back. I think they established in 2000, year 2000, something like that. And then they do a lot of boutique, premium boutiques property in Singapore. And not only for residential, they do also for commercial and industrial. So Elements is their first project in Australia. And even before they start this project, that's how they look at Perth. They already buy another big piece of land right opposite to Elements. They're going to build another 200 units. So they seems like they're very confident with Perth. Okay, so their first project in Australia. They have also project in Japan, things like that. Yeah, we have all these kind of informations online that we will put to Atlas. Okay, so in order not to confuse you, right, we didn't post too much yet. Okay, so yeah, so that is Jim Yip. And Axel Group is another property developer group that we have been working with. All the project that you see on the right hand side, that is their previous project and existing project. So we deal with Dr. Bayo, originally also from Malaysia. So he is our key contact person there. And he has been awarded this 2012 WA Young Engineer of the Year. And then he is also the author for some of the international journals paper in civil engineer. Okay, so very strong team. So next one. So this is amenities that you can go through in your leisure time. So don't worry too much. Okay, furniture package. Okay, as you know, Australia property is usually come as a turnkey standard. Okay, which is actually good enough to lease out at the completion or settlement times. Okay, which means that it's not like Malaysia. Yeah, they usually we come as a standards, right? Where basically people when we mention turnkey, right? I mean, you turn the key, you just move your own belonging your own belonging, your furniture, that's it. You can live in already. You don't need to do any carpets. You don't need to worry about the wall haven't been painted. It's not the case, okay? But to save time, because we are talking about, you know, Airbnb, so the developer actually provide this Airbnb package. For one bedroom, we are looking around 18 to 20,000 extra. So as you can see, right, this is actually the makeover guys actually from Malaysia as well. So basically, they are offering two furniture package. One is called Mocha, one is called Muji. Okay, only the themed color is one is dark, one is gray. So what you see, right, is the Airbnb package. Okay, so for two bedroom, we are looking around 20 to 25,000. Okay. And then all the package included also the design, the interior design, the wallpaper, everything, okay? For three bedroom, we are looking around 23 to 28,000, okay, on top with the selling prices. Okay, so we almost come to the last figure things, okay? Now, if you're looking for one bedroom rental in this suburb, we are talking about 280, 300, 320 for one bedroom per, this is, by the way, per week. Because in Australia, right, the rental we calculate per week, okay? Let's say conservatively, we just take the middle price, $300 per week. So 300 times 50 weeks, okay? Because the vacancy rate is so low, we're talking about 6 days, right? Let's make it double, okay? Let's say for 14 days, you cannot lease out. So 50 weeks times $300 per week, your rental is talking about 15,000 per year, okay? 15,000 per year. Let's move on to short term. For short terms, this is the data we found that is around $120 per night or $109 per night. Okay, so of course there is other fee as well. So let's say if we use this one, the income, I mean the night, like let's say we use $100 as an average, okay? Time, let's say you just rent out for maybe 30 weeks, okay? So you can, 30 weeks times, so you count 30 weeks, so wow, that is almost double of your normal, okay, if you lease out as a short stay, okay? Next slide, let's show a simple comparison. Okay, now for one bedroom, let's say the purchase price is 320, and because I asked my teams, right, intentionally not to pick the cheapest one, okay, because there will be two buyers. So if you compare between short stay and long term, the property price will be the same. The slightly different is because of the furniture package, the upgrade, okay, for the short stay. Short stay is the Airbnb, okay? Now, so your total purchase will 338, and then your long term, just the normal one, will be 320. Let's say the weekly rental for the short stay. So my team is using $100 per night times 75% occupancy, and then turn out to be 525 per week. And for long term, he used $300 per week. Okay, so the annual rental is 27,000 for short stay and 50,000 for long term. Okay. By the way, guys, I didn't put in the mortgage here because everyone's circumstances is different. So I intentionally not to put the mortgage, so not to confuse you. Okay. So come to the property management. As we know, Airbnb is slightly expensive because of like the more frequency with the in and out of the tenants, and we will be slightly cheaper for the property management for long term. So we add on all the same, I mean the expenses will be the same, both sides, regardless you're doing short stay or long stay, okay? The insurance may be slightly affected. No, hang on. My team checks already, the insurance will be the same. So you will get insurance regardless you do the long-term leasing or you do the short stay. You still cost you $350 per year, okay? To protect you as a landlord. So as a Airbnb, as you know, you need to pay the utility, the consumables, like and also the host fee for Airbnb and some miscellaneous. So 500, just a extra, contingency purpose. So the total expenses for both sides, of course, is different. Short stay, you will have more because you cover all the utilities. Okay, so the net income for the short stay will be 14,000, and for the long terms will be 9,000. which is still good. So the gross rental yield will be 8.1% for short stay and 4.9% for long term, okay, leasing. Okay, and the returns based on what you invest in, like, you know, if you divide by this 338,000, your yield is, let's say you buy in cash, okay, so your returns will be 4.4%, and then this for the long term will be 3.1%. So I would see in this way, let's say if you put your money in fixed deposit, let's say, yeah, fixed deposit, if you can't earn more than 4.4%, I would rather to buy a property. You know what I mean, right? Because we are only mentioned about the cash flow. We not even mention about the potential for capital growth. Okay, let's say, right, if this building is going to double in 10 years time, let's say double, yeah. So basically you have another extra, so which means that 320,000 will become 640,000 in 10 years time. Which means that if you divide the capital growth, 320,000, that is a 30,000 money that you earn each year, which you didn't see the money until you sell it. So if you put in another 32,000 in your net income here, just imagine what sort of growth you have. Okay, this is something I think I shouldn't even mention that, because as a real estate agents, I think we should all know about these points, yeah. Because come to property investment, we are not only looking at the cash flow, we're looking at the capital growth as well. Okay, so I think I cover most of them. The next slides, right, you will see in your package, because this is done by the developer side. So they actually get this report from the third party source called AIRADNA. I have no idea what is that. So obviously this is organizations, right, do all the statistics for Airbnb. Okay, so they get that report, and then they come up with a summary like this for 1 bedroom 1 bathroom. So as you can see, the yield they show you, the base is 9.4, the worst is 6.9. So that's why just now my colleagues, right, have 8.1. Okay, we do quite conservatively. Okay, and for 2 bedroom 2 bathroom, okay, they are looking at 5% up to 8.5%. Okay, so all these informations you will find in Atlas, so which you can access. So you use this as a, you know, to show your potential buyer. I also talked to the developer already, because these reports, right, they're based on the report up to the 12th of April. Okay, 12th of April, yeah, which is, we're talking only like Sunday. So we have no ideas, right, you know, in the next 2 months what sort of figure we will get. You see the occupancy is still very high, 72%. So I have talked to them, you know, I have requested them to do another one in half year times, you know, so that we see, right, during the pandemics, right, how bad the figure will be, so that we don't, like, you know, over promising, over promise our client. So yeah, so guys, this is basically the projects that we want to go through with you. So I know everyone still stay here waiting for the incentive announcement. Mandy, you want to announce the incentive? I let the best part to you.
Okay, guys, any questions with regards to the projects before we come to the last part of the incentive? Feel free to ask now, because Lily and the team will be here to answer all your questions. So if you're not clear, you can actually check out the just one incentive. All clear about project, all can start, right? So everyone,
Yeah. Oh, that
will give us
is
one
the incentive.
Okay.
We waiting for incentive.
Okay,
Very straightforward.
for these projects, right, roughly like if let's say they were to get financing, it's possible, right? IQIWA side will do all these arrangements, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So in case, yeah, sorry to interrupt. So in case your client is looking for finance, okay, you just alert us. I mean, you just let us know, okay, this guy need finance, yeah, in 2 years' time, okay? So my teams will handle the finance for you. So please don't worry, okay? Because we will tell you what to prepare 6 months before the settlements. So, but we will also in separate sections, right? I actually will invite the brokers, right, to brief you, right, in when you get the loans, okay, what sort of document they usually look at. You have 2 years time to prepare, at least 2 years time, so until we see the building. So that's why yep, we have the finance. And if who knows, because maybe the bank will be very desperate, they open up for overseas lending again. We don't know what will happen in 2 years time, but one thing I'm sure, in these 2 years you can save up more money, and then in these 2 years, right, there will be some lending. And one thing I'm very sure as well, the cash rate 0.25% will not change in the next 3 years. Okay, that's everyone know already. Yeah.
Okay, surrounding this, any price difference? I think it's similar pricing, like one of the projects that we're selling, Velocity, right? Really?
Yeah, very close to Veracity. If you are looking for, if you have like client one fast, quick, look at Veracity, okay? Because Veracity, we have NRES, which I think Mandy can brief you on that one. So just behind, Veracity is in the facing to the east, and this one is facing to the west. I would say one is in front, one is at the back, or one is at the back, one is in front. Very close by. I think my teams can show the diagram. Can they share diagram here?
Yes. Okay, so the pricing is similar, okay, compared to the Velocity.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah. Actually, this one cheaper, sorry to say. Slightly cheaper.
In terms of the size?
Yeah. If you calculate by square meters, right, they will be slightly cheaper. And then the smallest unit also slightly bigger.
All right, so any more questions, guys? Do I miss anything here?
People still here or not?
Yes, people are still here. Okay, I think this project is very straightforward. All the information is already uploaded in the IQI Atlas, except for this slide. So I'm not too sure whether Lily, will you share this slide with in IQI Atlas as well?
Already. Yeah. Sorry, come again.
Will you share this slide in IQI Atlas?
Oh yes. We already put. You mean the PowerPoint I just go through, right?
Yes.
Yes, I will put there. Yeah, I will put there so that you guys can use that one. And then of course, feel free to delete, like my contact details, things like that. Okay. My team just come in and remind me, I forgot to mention one thing. Okay, right? When you are student here like me, yeah, when you go home in November, okay, to your hometown, okay, December, January, February, usually either if you don't have house, okay, you just find your friend, help you to store your stuff, okay? But if you have your own house, okay, you can't rent now because there is a regulation, you cannot do short stay. But because in this building, there are short stay permitted, allowed or approved, so you can actually lease out. Let's say, right, you're going out, okay? December, you lease out as Airbnb, okay? December, January, and February. So if you are lucky enough, let's say, right, you can get $100 per night, okay? Just time 90 days, how much you can get as an extra pocket money for the kids, okay? This is one thing also for you guys as a selling point. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, Lily, these projects, not all the units are facing west, right?
Oh no. We have south, like a circle. Okay, so you have north, east, west, everywhere. Four direction. Okay. So towards hang on, I don't have the floor plan here. So toward the city should be facing hang on. Facing to city should be north, and then facing to the Westfield it should be south, and then facing to the hill view should be east, and then facing to the river is west.
Okay, do you have any any particular units that you shortlisted that you could recommend the unit number, so we will just emphasize?
My team said they want to buy one. They already start to decide. I say, if you don't buy, by tonight, it's gone. To be honest, if I'm the ones going to buy, I will buy the 1 bed plus 1 study. Okay, because I really think that is worth, because you easily can convert some of the design. You can even convert into 3 beds. 3 beds means, right, you just change a little bit here and there, right? 1 bed can become 3 bed. 1 bed plus study can become. You have to study a little bit with the floor plan. So you play around the design, like you put another sofa that's, you know, with the sofa beds. Okay, that again you can increase your tenants there, things like that. Okay. So for me, if I pick, I definitely will pick, okay, because it's if you plan to just do Airbnb, pick the cheapest one is good enough. And it's really because none of them really too expensive, you know, unless you want the view, like you want the CBD view, things like that, to make as a selling point when you know, because 80 of them is going to do Airbnb. You want to stand out from the crowd, right? Or maybe you say, I have the view, so you may pick the upper level. Yeah, things like that. Or else I think, right, oh, you see, Ben already picked, you need 204. But seems like Nicole want to buy. So you guys have to be fast. Nicole has been study the floor plans, I think, up and down, don't know how many million times already, right?
Okay. So
Okay, so
for the Airbnb unit, is it designated floor or by unit?
is designated floor. Yeah, you beside the floor number 3 and number 7, okay, which we're going to show you, because the price list, like they already summarize like what units that is belong to us and which one is Airbnb. That has been already on the price list. Okay.
So are they by, let's say floor level 3 is all Airbnb, will not mix with other residential, right?
No, number 3 will be residential. Number 4 will be Airbnb. Number 2 will be Airbnb as well. So Airbnb will be in one level. So it won't be residential and I mean, it's like there won't be a mix of residential and Airbnb. But the thing is, as I say, right, if you're buying into, let's say like third floor, we plan to do residential, but they already have the right from the council, right? You can actually do Airbnb as well. So let's say you are going home in November. Why you left your house empty there for 3 months? Why not you just lease out as an Airbnb to earn you know, like 3 month extra rental as your pocket money at $9,000 if you're lucky enough. And don't forget, right, December is a peak period of Perth. Okay, regardless, people from overseas or people from countryside, they all come to Perth. That's why usually the hotel price is very expensive. Okay, and this the site, right, is not far from the Burswood Hotel, which, you know, Burswood is around 300, yeah, per night. Yeah, and just imagine if you're doing 100 per night. Yeah.
So the Airbnb,
And we really hope, sorry,
Airbnb will not is operated by another party, right? Not IQIWA, right?
you mean the management?
Yes.
Yes, we plan and see how. That's why I need you guys to support. If we can do very good sales, like most of them belong to us, my key is coming in. Okay, we already talked to my key, so we really keen. But you know, if we sell only 5, okay, I'm sorry lah. I also too malu to ask them to come in, you know, to manage 5 units. Okay, so if we can able to sell, let's say 50, and then I take number, then if we can control this 80, right, under my key, that will be fantastic. That was my original plan before the pandemics. Okay, but then pandemics come and hits, right, I start to say, okay, I don't know. Okay, I'm a bit like okay, backwards, like whether we can sell or not. So if we can sell, definitely my key will be in and manage it.
Okay. So will there be any showrooms available?
Yeah, they're going to be. They have the plan, but because of the restrictions for social distancing, so currently they haven't set up anything, but there is a plan for that. Yeah.
So, and this project is going to be complete within 2 years' time, right?
Yeah, they aim for mid of 2022. But you know, because too many uncertainties right now, too many of uncertainty, we have no idea. We don't even know when we are going to release from the lockdowns. Yeah.
So guys, any more questions? Okay,
No
Okay,
question?
the agent was asking for the broker contact.
Broker contact. Yeah, I can send. Just PM me in case I left my contact here, the sales and IQI. Just let us know, then I can send you the flyer. Because one of the reason I didn't put on today is because they give me the Chinese versions. Yeah, I told them I don't need the Chinese version. I need the English one. But they haven't sent me the English one until my presentation start.
Okay. Any more question, guys? So if not, we will probably announce the incentive. So the incentive is actually rent comp is 3%, right? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And we have
the same with WA. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a special offer for any particular units numbers that you're looking at. There will be 1% rebates upon settlements for clients. Okay, so any particular numbers you're looking at, Lily, or you offer to all units?
You mean the particular unit? Yeah.
No. Any particular numbers that you need to hit in order to get this 1%?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to hit 15, 1, 5. Yeah. So
Okay.
I really hope you can support me on this one so that we hit the 15, then I can get the, the incentive. Yeah. Actually, I'm paying out the incentive myself right now. Yeah. Hang on. More questions. Yeah, the first 15, I just announced it. Yeah.
Okay, so for
no, that's just...
units, your customer will get the additional 1% rebate upon settlement, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if yourself as a buyer, you also enjoy that.
Okay. What about the FRB?
The FRB, unfortunately, you have to pay for that because this one is not under the blanket. But they apply, how to say, it's not a blanket, but they apply in advance. We still have to pay the $5,700. But at least right, this project has been approved by FRB. At least when you go, right, you just pay the money. You don't need to try your luck whether you get approval or not. Okay, because after the pandemics, right, Australia government is so scared, especially after our currency dropped like hell, man. So they're so scared, all out of sudden, all the foreigner come in and buy our asset. So they set a very strict regulations with FRB. So it may take up to 6 months for approval. And because of that, the developer already approved, the developer already applied with the our office revenue so that this project will be approved in advance. Okay, but you still need to pay. Okay.
Okay, guys, for this project, I think it's actually very straightforward, very simple. All the information is actually in IQI Atlas as well. So if you need any assistance from the core team, okay, or IQI WA team, that will be on the Chromebook basis, okay? So just take note of this. Okay, any things you want to add, Lily?
The stamp duty rebate, okay, that is a big thing, okay, because we need to have this, okay. If let's say, right, you're so keen to buy, okay, please don't wait, okay, until the construction start. Once the construction starts, right, we cannot get the 75% rebate for your stamp duty. Just like the example I show you, 400,000 worth property, yeah, your stamp duty is around 42 or 43,000, okay. But if you buy now, you pay only 10,000 for your stamp duty. Of course, you have to pay upfront. They rebate you the 75%, okay. But at least you save nearly 30,000 there. That is a big money, yeah. So that one you have to buy before they start the construction. Currently, they aim to start the construction in October, okay. I hope they don't, because once they start, right, we will lose that benefit, the 75% rebate benefit. So we really hope they can, they can make it longer. So let's see, this is beyond what we can control. So in case you seriously think about that, take that advantage, because 75% really a lot of money. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Any questions? I see first can support. Yeah, because my whole team is helping me to answer. Very good.
Okay.
Obviously, I cannot focus in both sides. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, any more questions? Last call. If you have any questions, feel free to ask now. Because best that you could actually close this case by yourself. then you can get your full commissions of 3%. If you need any assistance, then I will do it with the IQI team or with our core team. All right?
Yeah.
So
please feel free. Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to ask any questions if you want. All right, we are here to answer you. Okay, if it's all good, can you press 9? If it's all good, okay, commission when released will be 50% upon 10% collected and the contract executed, another 50% upon settlement. Right, Lily?
Yes, 50-50. Yeah.
50-50, yeah.
And if you don't want to take it now because of the weak currency, you can wait until the Aussie dollar stronger, then you get it back.
This is the best time to buy because ringgit.
Yeah, best time to buy.
Yeah, it's relatively low. I think it's about 2.66 plus only right now.
Yeah. Last week, 2 weeks ago, it's 2.4, man.
Yeah. So don't wait until 3. Then only you start considering it. For those, especially those that who need a little bit of the time to build your cash flow. So this is the best time for you to commit. Even agents yourself, you can actually buy one. This is actually a very, very good locations. Okay. And as you can see that the whatever worksheets they have done, the rental yield is actually very attractive as well. In terms of Airbnb short-term rental is also very good. So for agents, so if you can afford, so you can actually look into it. Just pay 10% now and another 2 more years on the remaining balance, or you get a loan or you settle cash. All right. And the cheapest price I think is starting from AUD 298.
298, yeah.
Yes, 298 AUD.
Which is 30,000. If you can sell, you can work very, very hard. You sell a couple, you already have your deposit, to be honest.
Okay, so please work hard. And if you really want to book one today, quickly look at the price list and the floor plan. Today we'll be able to help you. Free service, right?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. And then anything, right? Feel free to text us if you have questions, or WhatsApp. We are always there. So feel free. Okay. And even I don't answer, my team will answer as well. Okay.
Buy today, get
Thank
free.
You so much.
Lily.
Buy
today, got free ticket. What is that?
Who is that?
Your team asked.
Buy today, got free ticket. Okay, Lina can sponsor that one. Don't worry. Lina has plenty of property, so she can sponsor. Okay, obviously she want me to put in another incentive. Who buy today? Hey, even I give free ticket. Anyone want to travel now? You have to quarantine for 14 days in the hotel, man.
Open ticket until next year.
Okay, deal. If by today, okay, offer. If by today, okay, tonight 12 o'clock, okay, 1 free ticket to Perth.
Wow. Okay. So warriors, quick. Okay, this is the offer from IQIWA. If you sell one unit or you buy one unit yourself, you get 1 free ticket to Perth.
Perth.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for joining in, guys.
Okay.
Take care. Thanks, Lily and Lily's team for helping.
Thank you so much, Mandy.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So let's close some
Thanks
deals
a lot.
here. Okay, our target is 15 units, guys. We need your help to help us to meet this target, 15 units. All right. So everybody work hard. Start blasting today. Okay. Don't wait. Okay. Now is the best time to buy. And if you know that any of your clients have kids, they're going to do Perth soon, or they are planning to send their kids to Perth. So it's the best time to commit now. All right. So thank you very much, and hope everyone have a nice day. Stay safe.
Yeah, thanks, team. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.